So it's our last Ryanair flight of the year, travelling from Bristol back to Palma. Now we're leaving the UK today. We've got highs of around 14 to 15 degrees. It's very overcast. It feels very autumnal, but we're heading back to the sunshine, and I'm hoping we're going to be going back to temperatures of around 24 degrees. I hear it's going to be a little bit windy, and as you know, we've had big storms blowing their way across the island over the past few days. What's the journey going to be like? Well, come and join us. We're going to talk about air travel as well through the winter as we go on through the winter on this journey. So anyway, let's head on up to departures. So Jet2, Ryanair and TUI will cease flights to Palma as of the end of October, rolling into November. I think the last Ryanair flight is actually going to be this weekend on around the 2nd of November. Until the summer season, which normally starts at the end of March, actually beginning of April, when these flight routes start opening up again. Now we're just going to take a quick look at the flight information board today. Let's see how flights are running. So marked in orange here, we can see we've got quite a few flight delays. We've got a few Ryanair flights, EasyJet, I can see a Jet2, which is the LS airline code. Got a few delays happening today, but luckily I can see our Palma flight looks like at the moment it is running on time, and they're currently checking in. So we're coming to the end of the half-term holidays over here in the UK, and I'm guessing many families will be heading back to their home destination now. So we don't have too many families travelling. We've got a few more adults travelling today. I'm going to take a look back on the departure lounge and just see how busy it is. And we can see the EasyJet desks are quite busy today. Well, the self-check-in EasyJet desks are quite busy. Anyway, come on, let's head on through security. Now, I mentioned it in my last video, but it's the same rules going through airport security at the moment for the foreseeable future. You do, however, get to leave your liquids in your backpack or your bag when you're going through. So security took just 10 minutes to get through. But anyway, let's come on through the first part of duty free here. My daughter's gone off to check out the perfumes. Okay, so we're just coming into the departure lounge, and although I said at the beginning of this video that I didn't think very many families would be travelling today, I'm actually quite surprised by the number of families travelling. Now we can see it's quite busy over here in departures. Where we're going to go, we're going to head on over to Starbucks to go and get a coffee. It's quite an early start this morning, coming up through Dorset to Bristol Airport. Okay, so it feels like deja vu that I'm back here in departures over here at Bristol Airport with my Starbucks coffee. But I'm just amazed actually about the amount of families travelling today right at the end of the summer season. Now, my daughter has just pointed out that some schools actually have a 2-week holiday, so that's probably why we've got a few late breakers heading off to the sunshine or indeed to wherever they're going today. And like I said, if you've seen my Mallorca Island update from just the other day as well, you'll know that many of the holiday resorts are closing down around the island for the summer season. So if they have self-packaged their break, they may well be in for a surprise if they're getting to the island at this time of year. But I also want to make the point as well, because I did get a few messages on my last video from holidaymakers who were a little bit worried that they're going to be going to the resorts, they wouldn't find anywhere to eat and drink. That is not the case. They're going to be always places to eat and drink in the resorts at whatever time of year. Don't forget, there are almost 1 million residents over in Mallorca, and well, we all need to eat and drink as well and go out and have a good time. So there's always stuff to do. It just won't be as busy, and you're not going to have that huge volume of tourists that you're going to get in the summer. So if you're one of those people going out for a late break, don't worry too much. Don't forget, I'm going to be out and about in the resorts as well as we go through the winter too. We're going to see what they're like, and if the weather is particularly bad over in the UK or anywhere in Northern Europe, then you may well be tempted to get away for a late break. Okay, so while we're over here in departures, well, I do have a little bit of Ryanair news for you since we're travelling on Ryanair, and it's something that the Ryanair boss Michael O'Leary came out in the press talking about just the other day, and it's surrounding the increase or the possible increase in flights, particularly UK domestic flights actually, with the UK budget which is going to be announced tomorrow. Now, as you know, when you do book your flights, you're going to see an extra charge on those flight costs, and that's going to be for air passenger duty or APD, and it's basically a government tax. It's supposed to be some people call it greenwashing, other people call it an environmental tax, which is put onto the cost of flights to maybe deter people from travelling. But at present, the APD travelling to Europe, travelling to Spain, is about an additional £14 onto your flight if you're flying from the UK. If you're flying on the domestic route within the UK, passengers have been enjoying a 50% discount for the past few years, and that's been running at about £7. So there's lots of rumour that this discount is now going to be cancelled out, and if you're flying domestically, you're going to be paying the full 100% APD tax. But there's also a few rumours that this whole APD may well be going up as well, and if that happens, that's of course going to impact the cost of your holiday, particularly if you're going abroad as well, with the increased cost of travelling abroad. So fingers crossed we're not going to see too much of an increase in this. I'm going to be talking a lot about the cost of holidays, particularly going to Mallorca for next summer, as we run through the winter as well. So once again, make sure you've got that notifications bell enabled when you subscribe to the channel as well, to make sure you don't miss those videos, because the cost has been completely central to many people's holidays this summer as well. And as we've seen on my videos, some really serious cost increases that have been running out throughout the summer as well, and well, that's due to get worse as we head on into 2025. Anyway, it's looking all good over here at Bristol Airport. I've seen a few delays on flights. Ours at the moment is not affected, and fingers crossed, following the huge storms that we had the other day, I'm hoping we're going to get back to Palma in good time. The only thing I can see of concern is that it is windy in Palma today, which means that we're either going to have a very fast journey down there, or we're going to also have a very bumpy journey too, which I'm not particularly looking forward to, but we'll see what the flight is like today. We'll also see how long it's going to take. With the flight delay that we had the other day, it took 9 hours door to door to get from our house down to my mum's house in Dorset. I'm hoping today it's going to take a total of 6 door to door. The flight time should be around 2 hours, so come on, let's go and check out the departure boards before heading over to the gate, and I think I might just sneak in a bit of shopping too. Anyway, come on, let's get going. Okay, so looking up at the flight boards, I can see that we are boarding over in gate 12. Looks like we're on time. Let's get going. Very quick look over the lounge today. Not as busy as summer, but not too empty either for the autumn. Anyway, let's keep heading along. I can see we've got a final call on our flight actually. In a few minutes that we had our coffee and my daughter went shopping and I was making the video, the final call sign had flashed up, so we are hightailing it over to the gate now. And I think they call these flights a lot earlier as well, just because of the distance from the departure lounge to the gates. You can see our flight has already come in. Looks like passengers have got off. We've got plenty of EasyJet flights going out today as well. The weather's looking a little bit iffy. Might have a few showers in places, might be a little bit bumpy as we leave the UK, but hopefully we're going to get on board soon. We do not have a busy flight today. In fact, there are quite a few empty rows as well. Also, no problems with baggage today. This is a fantastic end of season Ryanair flight. Anyway, we're going to take off in just a second. And we are back in the blue sky once again. Check out the clouds, which is lying over the southwest of the UK today. Now hopefully it's going to be this sunny when we get into Palma. Let's see. So we were hoping for some nice views coming into Palma this afternoon, but unfortunately we're not going to get them. In fact, I've got a fair bit of turbulence with the wind that's blowing across the island, and it's very, very bumpy. And wow, you can really feel the temperature difference arriving here in Mallorca. We've got highs today of about 24 degrees. Got to say, it's nice to be back in the warmth. But the big downside of travelling at this time of year, as we enter November, is going to be the complete lack of low-cost airlines that will be flying to the island over the winter. Now the services over here, like I said at the beginning of this video, are going to be vastly reduced. There's still going to be plenty of opportunities to fly out to the island and to get yourself some winter sun. Goodness me, that looks like it's going to be a packed flight on the way home. Now let's see what it's going to be like walking through security this afternoon. Hopefully we'll get through in just a couple of minutes, but let's see. Now thankfully, just looking to my right, there aren't any big queues for their passport desks. Of course, if you're travelling as a family coming into the islands, you have to go to the manual passport checkers. You can't use the electronic gates. Unlike in the UK, where children under the age of 12 can use the electronic gates, but not over here. in Spain. Anyway, let's head on through. Okay, so it took about 2 minutes to get through the police check this afternoon. I see another flight's just come in actually, so those guys could be in for a little bit of a longer wait. They didn't actually have the electronic passport checkers working today. Everything was being checked by the police. Good news is we've been able to put our coats away. And by all accounts as well, that it's going to get warmer as we go on through the week. But my goodness me, just check out the works going on over at the airport. They've got some quite major construction works going on over at Palma Airport this winter. They did stop some of them actually over the summer, but I think they're going to pick up now, especially with the close of the summer season. So hopefully they're going to start making Terminal A maybe just a little bit bigger. You saw my video coming through, you just need one storm and a few flight delays for it to get very, very busy over there, so I'm not quite sure what's being done, but fingers crossed we're going to see a bigger airport area. Don't forget too, I mentioned it in my previous video, that they're going to be closing Terminal A or Module A over the winter months to get these works done, and all flights going to and from the UK will be funneled through Terminal C. There's also going to be a lot less flights, a lot fewer flights as well, but there's still going to be plenty of opportunities for you to come over to the island if you want to get away for a late break. Anyway, as we come on down into the luggage hall, you can see it's not very busy over here. So at this point, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, you can find me on the Facebook group and on my Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun. We're going to head out of the airport now into much warmer weather, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye for now.